My name is Adam Nebe, and now we'll be talking about variable types in Python. First, we must mention that Python is dynamically typed. I think the best way to describe this is that the value type, being an int, list, or string, is stored with the value and not with the variable. This way, we can change the type that the variable is accessing later. In a statically typed language, you could not do this. Python is also strongly typed. This just means that the type of operations are specific to the type that we are dealing with, such that we cannot add a string and a number unless we explicitly change the number to a string first. So in Python, a word, being a string, plus a number makes no sense. Here are some examples of variable types, such that we got int and float both being of the number types, though float being decimal points. Strings are represented using quotes and are used to represent words. Boolean simply represents true or false values, true being 1 and false being 0. A list is signified by square braces, a tuple circle braces, and a dictionary, these ones here. We can find the type of a variable using the type operator and putting the variable inside the braces, such that if we have x equal to 2, then put the variable x inside the braces, we'll get the class int, because it is of the integer class. Over here on the right, if we put num inside the braces, we'll get class string, because it is of the string type. Here are some examples of some illegal names you may occur, such that first on the left you cannot have any spaces anywhere in some variable names, or on the right here you cannot start with numbers. There are also illegal characters such as the plus and the forward slash, and also reserved words such as string, list, num, int, etc. Variable convention is very important in Python. A key feature to Python is easy readability. Lowercase with underscore is used for variables, functions, and methods. Camel case for classes, and underscore for global constants. All of these we'll become more familiar with in the future. Here's some examples of numbers. First being a float, then converting the float to an integer, and a string being a string of 26 being converted to the integer, the number of 26. Down the bottom here, we can convert the whole number to a float using a float operator. Strings are simply characters or letters represented by the keyboard. To signify them, we can use quotations or convert using a string function. As convention, I like to use single quotes for single characters and double quotes for words, as this convention is followed in later programming. Boolean operands simply represent true or false. We'll cover these more in future. Lists are containers which can store multiple values. Values inside of them are separated by a comma. A tuple is like a list in that they store values separated by a comma, except for the length and objects inside a tuple cannot be changed. In a list they can. A dictionary is another container, though items in a dictionary are accessed using a key, being a word, rather than a location. So if we want to, we can make x equal to the number of 4, printing off x, we get 4, then reassign it to the string of 26, such that if we get x, we get 26. We cannot operate on x now that we get x plus 4, since x is a string, and these types cannot be converted together. Though, if we wanted, we can change x to the integer type, such that we use an int function, putting x inside the braces, then add 4 to it. So now we get 30. To find out what type we are dealing with, we can also use a type function, such that type x will return the type, being a string. If we'd like to explicitly change x to an integer, we have to use x equals to int x, such that now x is equal to the integer version of 26. So now we can do x plus 4.